Hello everyone, this is James Shore with another test-driven JavaScript video. I'm recording this on May 22nd, 2013, and picking up right where we left off in the last episode. What we're working on here is modularity, and we are wrapping this up. In the last few episodes, we've gotten modularity working really well across all of our files, and I love how this is coming along. It's really nice now. In our client code, you can see an example of this. Rather than depending on a WeWikiPaint global namespace variable as we used to, now we can use a really nice clean require statement to link all of our modules together. And this even works inside of our HTML file. So right here, we just require what we need and then use it. And that is so nice. It really doesn't make a big difference for the small amount of code we have here, but as we continue to grow, this is going to really pay off. So I'm really thrilled about this. It's all working. The tests are passing. Everything is good. Now we just have a little bit of cleanup before we wrap up the chapter, which I hope to do in this episode. The first thing I want to work on in this episode is our error messages. Right now, I haven't tried this yet, but I'm pretty sure that if right now we go in and, we break something. Let's say we change SVG canvas so that it uses the wrong path, like that. Now that error exists on line 12 of SVG Canvas, but our error message is going to tell us that it's inside of test bundle at line 272, which is not super helpful. Now we could go into test bundle and go to line 272 and figure it out, but it's really not very nice. Like, that's the test, but where is it in the actual production code? Is it at line 291? No. Is it at line 411? No, probably not. So you get the idea. What we want to do is see where it's actually at in SVG Canvas. So newer versions of browsers have this feature called source maps, where it will map the, frankly, garbage that you have here back to the original source file. And that is pretty cool. And that's what I want to try to get working next. And I looked at the documentation between episodes, and it looks like it's pretty straightforward. We just need to go into our bundling for our test bundle and add the debug true parameter. And hopefully that will work. Now, it doesn't work in Safari. Not every browser supports this. Didn't work in Safari. Didn't work in Safari. Test bundle. Safari. Boy. IE9. Ugh. Safari. IE8, Firefox. Nope. Okay, Chrome isn't giving it to us either. Okay, so that is not working as smoothly as I would have liked. Well, that is too bad. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a little more research into this offline. Hopefully, I'm just doing something dumb here. If this doesn't work, though, it's not so important for our production code, but our tests, we really need this working properly on our tests. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to go check into it and be back in a few. Okay, I'm back, but I don't have a solution yet. In Chrome, you can enable source maps by going into the developer window, which is Command Option I on the Mac, and then you can go into settings, and if you do that, then you'll see an enable source maps here. And I've enabled that. And I've reloaded the tab and confirm that it's still enabled. And then run Karma, and it's not working. So if we go up to Chrome here, you can see it's still telling us to look in the test bundle. Even if it was working, we'd have the problem of it doesn't work on all browsers. And having to search for Chrome 27 or Chrome, whichever version of Chrome, having to search for Chrome every single time, that is not going to be so good. I have confirmed that the source map is showing up in the file, so it's working, but I'm not getting it to show up in our client-side test. So we might have to do something else. I have a couple of ideas for how to make that work, but nothing that I really like yet. Anyway, I'm going to keep banging my head against this. Maybe there's something I'm missing. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. What I've done here is I've enabled source maps for the main bundle, and I'm just running the code directly. When we do this, we see that it fails because we've got that bug in there. And if we look at it, we'll see that it is using the source map. So it's pointing this at the right place. If we turn source maps off, presumably it will stop pointing at the right place. Yeah, now it's looking at bundle. So yeah, there seems to be some sort of interaction between Karma and Chrome. So I'm going to keep looking at it, but I think it might be getting close to time to do plan B. But it is nice to see that source maps are at least working for manual testing. So that's good. Back in a few. All right. After further research, it doesn't look like the source maps approach is going to work. There's two reasons for that. One, it just doesn't seem to work with Karma. I haven't found any documentation on it working. As usual, there could well be something I'm missing. But even if source maps did work, I think it would be limited to just specific browsers. And, that's just not going to be very friendly. So I think it's time for plan B. And plan B is going to be a bit of work. Fortunately, it's going to be work for me. Once it's done, you guys can just use this code. I'm actually going to see if I can contribute it back to the Karma project. Here's what plan B is. Plan B is we're going to go back to not bundling our test code, but instead we will just use our client files directly. So what we'll include in here is not this, but source client star.js, just like we used to. Now this is going to fail miserably because it's not going to recognize require. Well, that didn't fail the way I was supposed to because I need to restart Karma. I believe this is going to fail miserably because we don't have require defined. Yeah, can't find variable require. So here's what I'm thinking, and this is dumb. This is a little crazy. I'm thinking that I'm going to define my own version of require. I told you this was dumb. See, I did find some documentation. I was looking into this about how to get Karma working with require.require.js. Now, there's nothing in here about using Browserify, but I think we can do the same thing that we do with require.js for CommonJS. CommonJS being the require approach. So I mean, this is a bit crazy, but what I'm thinking is that we can go into our configuration here, and let's go ahead and add a new file. We'll call it the Karma CommonJS bridge. Now, we'll make sure that it's a lovely name, isn't it? We'll make sure we include that. So we'll put it here, build Karma CommonJS bridge.js, and to prove that it's working, we'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and fix that for now. Now we should see that dump out, but we didn't. Oh, well, again, I have to restart Karma because I changed the Karma configuration file. Yeah, So there's our bridge file working. So I think what we can do is we can see all the files that have been loaded here. It's in window.karma.file. And let's just go ahead and see what we get from that. No such thing as for each. Okay. Oh, I see. It's an object of some sort. Well, let's just stringify it. See what happens. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it gives us a bunch of names, and it looks like they're associated to timestamps. And I don't think we need the timestamps. So we should be able to do what they're doing here. Object.keys, window, blah, 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 files for each file. Yeah. Look at that. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so based on this, we might be able to write our own implementation of require. So here's what I'm thinking. We'll make a global require. This obviously will not lint, so we'll need to do that. And we'll just not have it do anything yet. There we go. Now we're getting a complaint that exports is undefined, but we are seeing require called. So this is something that I think we can build on. Now, so as to not waste your time, this is not really central to WeWikiPaint. I think it's something that needs to be built, but I'm going to go ahead and do some more research and then come back because I don't want to spend lots of episodes on this, and this looks like it could potentially be kind of a big project. So I'm going to go research this a little bit more and be back in a few. Okay, I'm back. Looking into it's a bit tricky. So we have the ability to have require run for every file, and here's we can dump out the file name. I think I haven't actually tried this yet. So we can see require get called with all these different things. The problem is that because the CommonJS format is not really valid front-end code, the problem is that there's no modules.exports. There's no exports variable. There's no module.exports variable. And there's really no way of making that happen at runtime. But I think we can write a preprocessor to do that. I think we can make a CommonJS preprocessor that will basically wrap every module as it comes in, wrap it with, I don't know exactly, but whatever we need it to do. So require, module, and exports. Basically do the same thing that Browserify is doing, only with Karma. So that's what I'm thinking. But looking at the time, this has gone a little bit long. What I'd like to do is let this sit for a while. I've got a good batch of episodes sort of all put together here. I'm going to go and upload them, let you guys take a look at it. Some of the early access folks can take a look at it and maybe submit some issues to the Karma folks and see if we can get this problem solved. If we can, I think it would be a real major advance for testing CommonJS with Karma. Or there is already a way to do this and I haven't discovered it yet. But either way, I would really like your feedback on this. So please use the comment section under this episode to submit your ideas. We are going to figure this out and advance the state of the art, or or I'm going to discover what the state of the art is. Either way, though, that's what this series is all about, is figuring out hard problems like this. I'm looking forward to it. So please give this a shot. See if you can figure out how to do CommonJS with Karma. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. I'm going to continue banging on this on my own offline, and we will get it figured out. As I said, I think the best option right now is to have a CommonJS bridge that defines require, and then some sort of preprocessor that sticks the necessary stuff on top of the code as it comes through, as Karma loads it into the browser. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. I will catch you next time.